Hi everyone, it's Natalie from nellydesign.com. Today I'll be showing you how to make a painted wood sign with a stencil that you cut with your Cricut. The video will be divided in two sections. The first section I'll be making the wood sign, and the second section I'll be painting the wood sign. I use my Cricut jig to drill some holes in some planks that I had that are from a recycled pallet. And because I wanted to assemble 4 pallets together to make about 10 by 12 wood sign. This tool is really cool. I really love it. To paint the wood, I just use a bit of paint and use the dry brush technique. So I painted left to right following the grain of the wood, and I didn't add any finish coat because I liked the grungy look it had. I have made a cute SVG file that says welcome to Playa del Paseo, because this is where I'll be spending my summer this year. So for that, we're going to go into Cricut Design Space and click on a new Canva and click on upload. And you need to previously download this file from Nelly Design's library. The link to the library will be in the description of this video. So once it's uploaded, you just click on the image and insert image. Now make sure you scale it to the size of your wood. As myself, this was a right size. And of course, once you insert a file of mine, right away you need to ungroup. So for making a stencil, we're going to be drawing a square that is the exact size of your wood. So here in the shape, we'll be drawing a square. Mine was, the height was 11.5, so that's just the maximum height that you can go with cutting on your Cricut mat. So that was fine for me. I made that on purpose. Don't worry about it. And it was 9.5, I think, the wood size. So using right click, I'll be sending it to back just to make sure I see everything. And let's zoom out a little bit. So here is my square that fits perfectly. So what I want to do is take all the colors letter and make it a stencil inside the square. So instead of going like this and selecting the square and going and slice, I'm gonna do something that is faster. I'm gonna click everything here and I'm gonna weld. So it's gonna become one layer. Now it's turquoise, so that's okay. So once you have your weld result, what you can do if you want to center it is just click on both layers, go and align and center. So now you're sure everything is perfectly centered. And after that, they're still selected. You're going to go ahead and slice. This one, I don't need it anymore. So let's delete. Let's just go here and delete. This one, I don't need it either. What I want is the stencil one. So this is the one we're gonna cut. We hit make it. Now what I have as material is Cricut stencil. So I'm gonna browse and write stencil. If I'm lucky, I'll have it. Stencil vinyl. So here it is. When you have a little C, that means it's a Cricut product. So I'm sure that's the one I need. Let's go and done. And I just need to load my fine point blade and just cut it. Once everything is cut, you need to weed it. You need to do the reverse weeding that you usually do. So the best trick I can give you is to look at the cut file in Cricut Design Space that you cut and really take off what you see are holes in Cricut Design Space. So everything that are holes, you will be removing. It's particularly hard to figure it out when you get to the welcome part. When you see the graph behind the cut file in Cricut Design Space, that means that's the thing you need to remove. Now you're gonna need to use transfer tape in order to apply it on the wood and not lose any pieces. The stencil was curving a lot, so I did stick it with masking tape on my mat to be sure it stopped curving, and that helped me a lot while applying the transfer tape. The transfer tape, I'm telling you, is sticking way too much to the stencil vinyl. So I urge you to apply your transfer tape on your clothes or on an old towel many, many times until it is less sticky. Then it was time to put it on the wood. So removing the backing of the stencil, and after that just trying to align it, because you know I like that everything be very straight. The transfer tape wouldn't stick properly to the stencil vinyl, and I thought I had put the transfer tape too many times on the towel. But seems that when I tried to apply it to the wood, my wood was so coarse and rough that now it was the vinyl that wouldn't stick to the wood. So when I was trying to remove the transfer tape, I had a lot of trouble because the transfer tape was still very stuck on the stencil vinyl. So I had to use my scraper and really try to bring everything down and keep the stencil vinyl on the wood. So I'm positive that my wood was really grainy and rough, and that's why the stencil vinyl didn't stick to the wood properly. And I didn't have any finish coat either, so probably with a finish coat, it would have stuck there very more efficiently. It took me a lot of patience to do this, and even a glass of wine to get through it. So next step was to add the Mod Podge. Now the Mod Podge needs to be a matte Mod Podge so you don't see the reflection. And you need to brush with a foam brush from left to right and up and down. Make sure all the cracks are filled, so that will prevent the paint from spreading under the stencil. So once the Mod Podge is completely dry, you're going to apply your paint. You can use a little stencil brush. I have this foam brush that I like to use. And you just apply the paint all over the color you have. And once it's all dry, you just lift it up. Now, the thing is that even with Mod Podge, my wood was so grainy, so coarse, that it did go under the stencil a bit at some places. So you will have to make touch-ups. It never will be perfect. Either you'll have to touch up your paint or you'll have to touch up the wood behind your words. So thanks for being there. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you soon, and I'll be waiting on my Playa del Paseo. Bye-bye.